ってねえよ。俺
Okay.
はまだ立ってるだろうが。
Okay. Oh.
立ってるうちは負けてねえんだ。
Okay. So we're back with lovely good Thomas Rock. So also please check out Thomas Rock start for we did yesterday. But hey I am going to store um this probably coming. I'll say probably this freaking coming about okay by next week. By next week. So possibly okay. I'm gonna do update video possibly like this week, probably like Saturday or Sunday. Um, so that's gonna be something. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. Anyway, let me just shut up.
どうしてハローを使わない？
Oh, that's a good question. That was the reason why the battle had been so one sided. If she had activated her halo, we would have had a a, a proper bout.
それに、どうして正面から来るのだね。玉緒の技術は、相手に悟らせることなく命を奪う。殺すための技だ。正面から殴り合っては、力の10分の1も発揮できない。どういうつもりかは知らないが、玉緒が今のままを通す限り、私との力の差は明白だ。万に一つの勝ち目もない。
That was a harsh truth. That was the harsh truth. Anyway, as the old saying went, makes right. If Tama wanted to prove a point, wait, she had to muster an appropriate amount of power.
んなこと勝手に決めてんじゃねえよ。
息は認めよう。それで眼前の力の差をどう覆す。幾度立ち上がってもいつか来る敗北を先延ばしにするだけ。遅かれ早かれ、やってくる結末は変わらない。
That was also the fact. There was also the fact. Depending on the situation, Tom's body moved on autopilot, and after all, the Kurds were a family of murderers who reaped lives equally, men or women, or young or old. Well, you see, the most fearful thing about them wasn't the excellent murder techniques, but the fact they were programmed they programmed themselves to be killing machines. I felt the hair on my neck stand up. Despite her will and emotions, Tama became a hunter.
うわー！ふざけんな！
Oh. What just happened? A dull, crushing sound accompanied a sight that made me want to avert my eyes. Tama smashed her head against the wall. Tama, what are you doing? She definitely she definitely did not hold back at all there. I didn't know how thick-headed she was, but the human body wasn't tough as a rock. It did it what okay, it didn't have what it didn't ha- what it didn't have to be said that Thomas forehead had cracked. The amount of blood pouring out made it clear she inflicted more than a simple scratch. It painted her face red and dripped down to her feet. Tom, are you okay? What are you doing? Oh my
何の
god.
真似かね。諦めて自爆したというわけでもないのだろう。
Girl, are you okay? What is wrong?
正気でやらないと意味ないだろ。ハロー使ったらきっと抑えられない。俺そのままやっちまう。絶対ダメだ。
ハローを使わない限り、万に一つさえないと言った。もはや満足に体は動くまい。このまま座して敗北を受け入れるつもりになったのかね。
No.
何度も言わせんな。勝手に決めんなって言っただろ。俺が動けなくなったかどうか、そ それを決めんのはお前じゃなくて俺だ。できないって言われたら俺結構ひねくれ者だから余計にやる気になるんだよ。
I swear, this is why I love Tama. Despite okay, even as she talked, she almost collapsed again. Forcing her knees forcing her knees straight. She tried to she tried she tied her fading consciences down with astonishing conviction. She appeared both exhausted and badly damaged. As she was, she stood no chance against me. There was no room for any accidents or miracles. Tama had to have known that herself. Uh, but but then, why did she continue fighting? No, that wasn't the right answer. The fight had ended long ago. That things might have been different if she enchanted her physical abilities with her halo, but she decided against that. Tama stood there completely bare. It was a wonder that she could even stand in a wounded state, despite the despite the fact that forcing herself to prolong a battle would only further harm her. She didn't stop.
俺は成田、お前を止めるんだ。そう決めたんだ。お前にはこれ以上誰も殺させない。
Uh, the blood from her forehead trickled down into her mouth, and she spat it out with her saliva like a true delinquent. That's still so hot,
そうか。
so hot though. She never she never even had a chance. The amount of stubbornness changed that. The assumption of mine was wrong. That assumption of it.
どうやら、私は玉緒という人間を見くびっていたらしい。
Yeah.
すまなかった。たやすく制し得ると思い込んでいた浅はかさを詫びよう。赤人玉緒の意志は、どこまでも崇高で強靭だ。
Yeah, that's our girl, yo. She long since prepared to put her life on the line in this battle. Tama was determined, and thus she couldn't stop she couldn't stop to break her. I required as much determination as her. Did I have it? Of course, Sheena naturally had a single goal uh, that uh, that spurred on all his action. All other thoughts were needless were needless remnants of his humanity, worn from a dream. The Avenger, the Avenger, would hide. Okay, wait. The Avenger would ride his path, of all. The Avenger would rid his path of all obstacles without a hint of hesitation. Oh, we can't do it though.
絶対止めるからな、成田。絶対お前を止めてやるからな。成田。
Okay, you win. Tama attacked me while struggling, while staggering like a wounded beast. Our girl. She swung her fist. Wait, oh my goodness. Okay. Yes. She swung her fist down from below, but I caught them and directed them away. Then I what pummeled wait then I what pummeled her wide open stomach. What? Okay. We fighting hard over here. No, Tama. The attack with That attack was entirely what that attack was entirely unlikely. Wait, that attack was entirely unlikely. The previous ones was unlike the previous ones. It wasn't meant to break her will, but shatter her body and make her pass out. She moaned in pain and tried to stand. She didn't collapse. Okay, she didn't collapse. I planned to beat her out until she did, if she didn't break down. I planned to break her and walk past her wounded body. Yo, damn! All to accomplish my goal. As Thomas staggered, I closed the short gap between us and pushed her away with a heavy kick. Oh, not Tama! Uh, this is so sad. And our girl. She spun and collapsed on the spot. Not giving her a chance to stand again, I went in for an attack on her knees. My leg became a hammer as it dropped down to break her bones. However, the moment it landed, I was overcome by shock. Oh, your outgirls.
目が荒くなってんぞ、成田。大ぶりだよ。
I swear, I swear to God, this girl, yo. Despite the fact that she's been crawling on the ground like an insect, she nimbly caught my attack with her hands. Yo, it was the most pitiful sight. She looked like a child throwing a tantrum. However, there was no denying that she prevented the unavoidable collision. And a second later, she used my leg as a rope to help her rise to her feet.
俺は成田を止めるんだ。
Please stop this, please. I quickly back away from her. That was a mistake. Um, okay. Wait. If I had stopped throwing her, if I had stopped her, well, I stopped her by throwing her away and trying to shatter her knees yet again, she wouldn't have been able to stop me. Mm. But, but I hadn't done that, and my failure allowed her to gather her bearings and point on me. Her straightforward gaze was so bright that I couldn't look at it.
次の一撃で終わらせよう。
I finally realized that Tama would only stop when dead. Thus, I clenched my fist a final time.
見ろよ。成田
I don't want to do this, please. A brief silence resounded as we looked for the right moment to strike. We simply stood there, prepared to end it all without even a little pop, 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 or pride. Suddenly,
玉尾成田もいるの
oh,
何
Sa-
してるの
oh no, uh, oh crap, what do we do? What do we do? Saki interrupted us. It was far too dark for for her to make us out, so she approached us without a full grasp of the situation. Oh shit!
ここまでだ。
Truce, truce.
待てよ
Tama didn't finish her sentence. She only relaxed a little, but that was enough to make her collapse. Oh shit! Yo, our girl's really she's down. No, no, she didn't fall. Instead, wait. Instead, she supported her wait, instead she supported her broken, withering body on with her own will, clenching a nearby tree. She refused to fall. Ignoring her, I turned around.
待って、待って、成田、おい、行くなよ。まだ、待って、俺まだやれるから。
No. Her plea reached my ears, but not my heart. I refused to stop. Tina Natri was an avenger. As I walked away, I heard Tama's distraught wails, and Saki who asked her what was wrong. More and more, her words were drowned out by sobs. Oh,
なんで、どうしてだよ、成田。
oh, oh! This hurts so bad.
なんでだよ。なんで、なんで。ただ成田と一緒にいたかっただけなのに。
Oh gosh, it's painful.
こんな、あんまりだ。成田。
Oh, oh my girl, yo.
初めて本気で好きに。今更とか引き返せないとか、そんな悲しいことどうしてお前が。
Oh, a childlike cry rang out in the distance. It marked an end. Okay, it marked the end to a wait. Okay, wait. It marked the end of a warm illusion. A portrayal of memories turned to ash. Tidanatri simply continued to walk his path, not turning back once. Oh gosh! Wow! Well, damn. Instead of returning to the dorm, I left the academy. I followed the route I used with Tama and Eru and arrived at the town to meet Histia at our hideout, the church.
ご主人様はせっかちすぎると、医師は常々申しておりますのに、相変わらずで困ったものです。事前に電話の一本入れてもらわなければ、準備が間に合いません。
I'm sorry.
ご主人様は、ジャパニーズメソッド、ベホイミをご存知ですか？勉強、報告、急いで、みんなで、と申しまして。
I'd say I'm glad we got to see her though. I'm glad we're getting more of our girl. I want her to have a route though.
日々の努力と情報の共有が、優れたジャパニーズ会社スレイブを作り上げるのです。今度、彼らの爪の赤でもコーヒーに混ぜてお出ししましょう。
残念ながら、予期せぬトラブルだったのでね。
では、予想通りだが自業自得だという顔をしているのは、イシアの勘違いなのですね。
Okay.
それよりも、今後の予定だが。
Yeah, girls, time to get to work.
それよりも、女泣かせの男につきものな10のキーワードの一つ、確かにいただきました。それで、予定というと、どのような？
I swear this girl, she just know everything, right? After explaining what happened to my dear and capable maid, I told her my plan.
森の奥へ挑む。黒船の隠す秘密がそこにはある。
Yeah, clearly.
はい、成田様。それでいつ？
Whenever necessary. Well, probably as soon as possible. Despite the weight of that reply that followed, Histio, proper maid that she was, didn't show a hint of surprise.
明日だ。いや、日付も変わっている。もう今夜か。
Her expression didn't change, but her squinted eyes showed that my words had upset her.
実に慌ただしいことです。ヒシア、 あの学園の森は超時空要塞並みの難攻不落と聞いた記憶があるような、ないような。
Okay, fair. I mean,
まあ、いくらご主人様の頭がリミッター解除と言っても、そこまで無茶と無謀はなさらないだろうと、希望的観測をしていますが。
okay, I get it. Okay, damn girl.
残念ながら本気だ。寮に戻れなくなった以上はね。
Tama had discovered my secrets, so I had no longer an option of subtly infiltrating the academy.
私が姿を消したことはすぐに学園の耳に入る。黒船の目は節穴ではないよ。このままでは遅かれ早かれ私の正体に行き着くはずだ。
Okay, so are we close to the fucking end?
守りはより強固となり、学園の秘密に近づくのはいよいよ困難になる。だからその前にだ。
Okay, we're like close to the end, I think.
黒船は週に一度はあのプラントに出入りしている。予定通りならそれは今夜。今となっては千載一遇の機会だろう。
Okay.
学園の秘密を暴き、そして黒船を撃つ。
Yeah, we're gonna end this, man. Kokoro had a major organization backing him, so I couldn't count on another chance of ever appearing again.
成田様は、つくづく女泣かせでございますね。
Oh, thanks. Sighing, my dear maid pulled out a large old key.
十分とは言えませんが、用意はできております。
Okay. What did you do? What did she do? There was okay. There was a concrete staircase deeper in the church. As I traveled down its many steps, I found an aged door with a large uh, baz- bronze lock on it. Hmm. At first glance, it appeared to be a storage room, but it was actually an what arsenal or arsenal. Okay, it was what? Okay, wait, it was a reasonable person like Saki would have wondered if it's the owners preparing for okay, if the owners preparing to wage war. The room the room contained blades, handguns, machine guns, even proper and even portable anti tank missiles. Yo, okay, yo, oh yeah, our girls, okay, we were paying for a war up in here, and wait, and they weren't, and they weren't there because of the church. Previous owner was a warmongering disguised as a clergyman. Everything had been brought and transported and transported here. After after we acquired the place. Oh, whoa, okay, whoa, okay. I'm not reading all that. I'm not reading all that. Um, you can all read that. I'll give you some time that I could go pause it and crap like that. Uh, at one point, the cheapest gear used to come from the American soldiers stationed in the area, but as of late, everyone had been smuggling Russian and China's goods through Singapore. Mm. I'm surprised I got that on the first part. On the first part. Anyway, I heard that I heard that the Moors Poland gangs had had not only anti-tank missiles but also grenade launchers and heavy machine guns. Sadly, my arsenal was below the high standard. Otashi was Kuro's territory. He had the home field advantage. So if I acted too bizarre, he might have noticed. Well, I bet. Okay, I'm gonna cut it here. I was like, thank you all for coming. Um, again, I'm gonna try and get this damn computer shit situated. Um, that way, uh, I'm gonna I can try and live stream shit like that more. But thank you all for coming. And I'll see you all next time. I hope you enjoy the lovely. Hopefully you enjoy the lovely episode. Um, I think for some reason like my BitChute's not updating anymore, so I'm gonna try and get that shit fixed again. But anywho, thank y'all for coming.